2 years ago, I thought I had it all. I was 24, in love with Jake, a guy I'd known since college. We started as friends, laughing over late night pizza in dorms, but by 22, we were dating, and I was all in. He was charming, the kind of guy who could make you feel like the only person in the room. I thought we were building a future. My grandma had left me a chunk of money when she passed in 2019, plus her cozy house in Evanston and my grandpa's vintage Mustang. Jake loved showing those off, said they were his even. I didn't correct him. I was too in love, too naive, letting him walk all over me. Then, last year, my world collapsed. I found out Jake had been cheating on me the entire time. 2 years, and he was sneaking around with Sarah, a woman he met through a mutual friend. I was gutted, like someone had ripped my heart out and stomped on it. I confronted him, tears streaming, and ended it. But the pain? It lingered. I kept giving him chances, sending him money when he sweet-talked me, crying to my parents and friends when he'd ghost me for her. They'd scold me, "Emily, move on." But I couldn't. I missed him so much, it physically hurt. Then I did something reckless. I found out Sarah was engaged to a guy named Ryan, a doctor in residency. I messaged him, spilling everything about Jake and Sarah's affair. He was blindsided, just like me. He broke off their engagement. And Sarah? She didn't even care until she realized Jake's wealth was my inheritance. That's when I got a message from Ryan. Sarah had been bragging to their old friends about how pathetic I was, how I was begging for Jake's scraps. It stung like a slap. I was furious, humiliated. So I asked Ryan to meet up. I didn't want another lecture from my family. I just needed someone who got it. We met at a food truck park near Lake Michigan, the kind with twinkling lights and the smell of tacos in the air. Ryan was kind, tired, with eyes that carried the same hurt I felt. We spent the day wandering Chicago's streets, talking about our broken hearts. He told me about Sarah, how they'd known each other for a decade, how she drove 12 hours from Indianapolis to his place in Milwaukee when he was sick, cooking for him, cleaning his apartment. He said it was the moment he knew she was the one. If that wasn't love, he told me, voice cracking, then love isn't real. Hearing his story made me feel like a villain. My ex and I had ruined their fairy tale. We kept in touch, grabbing coffee or burgers, checking in like two survivors of the same shipwreck. But then Sarah convinced Ryan to take her back, and he cut me off. Said he needed a clean slate. I spiraled. Therapy helped, but I felt so alone. By New Year's, I was ready to dip my toes back into dating when Ryan called, sobbing. He'd caught Sarah and Jake together at his mom's Christmas party, sneaking off to the guest bedroom. I rushed to his place in Lincoln Park, and we drank too much. One thing led to another, and we slept together. It was messy, raw, a mix of anger and pain. Revenge sex, I guess. He apologized the next day, said it was a mistake, that he wasn't thinking straight. I tried reaching out, but he blocked me, so I let it go, threw myself back into therapy, and tried to move on. Then a bombshell. I went to my doctor for cramps, expecting a routine check for my PCOS. They ran a pregnancy test, standard procedure. It came back positive. I sat there, frozen, the room spinning. I was pregnant from that night with Ryan. I didn't know what to do. My doctor warned me about my high miscarriage risk, and Ryan had made it clear he wanted nothing to do with me. Should I tell him, keep it? I was paralyzed, alone, with no one to confide in. Fast forward a year and 3 months, and everything's changed. I decided to keep the baby, my beautiful son, Liam. It wasn't easy. My parents disowned me, called me reckless. My friends, most of whom were Jake's buddies, ditched me when they found out. I was alone, but I couldn't go through with a termination. I'm pro-choice, always will be, but for me, Liam was my choice. I tracked down Ryan, Dave, I'll call him now, at his place in Wicker Park. He wasn't thrilled to see me, but when I told him about the pregnancy, he listened. He'd ended things with Sarah for good and agreed to a paternity test and a co-parenting plan. Things were shaky, but at 26 weeks, I started spotting heavily. My OBGYN was worried about gestational diabetes and preeclampsia. Dave stepped up, letting me stay at his place near Northwestern Hospital. When I went into premature labor at 32 weeks, his family became my lifeline. His mom, a retired nurse, was a godsend. She advocated for me, explained Liam's respiratory issues and single umbilical artery, and held me when I sobbed, feeling like a failure for not producing milk. She drove me to the NICU, sat with me through the exhaustion, and kept me from drowning in postpartum darkness. Liam came home a month after I did, and Dave's family rallied around us. His mom visited constantly, teaching us first-time parents how to navigate. But my family? They flipped when they saw photos of Liam online, demanding to meet him. I met them without Liam, and they lashed out, insulted Dave, even asked when he'd propose like it was 1950. I cut them off after they tried petitioning for grandparent visitation rights and harassed us with CPS calls. Dave's family stood by me, fierce and protective. Now things are complicated. Dave and I are together, sort of. We've been exploring a relationship, moving my things into his room, sharing quick kisses that make Liam jealous. His family jokes about us giving Liam a sibling, but I'm not ready. Dave's against condoms, and I'm off birth control because of my PCOS. We've had 2 pregnancy scares, and he shrugs it off, saying another baby wouldn't change anything. But I'm terrified. Liam's only 2, and juggling 1 kid is hard enough. I love where we are, but I'm scared of ruining it. I overheard Dave's cousins at a family barbecue whispering that I'm just Liam's mom, not family. It hurt, and Dave's been distant since running into Sarah. I'm worried he feels trapped. I've been thinking about moving out, getting back to work at the bank, and giving Dave space. But when I brought it up, he shut it down, saying I'm overthinking, that Liam needs one of us home until he's 3. I don't know what's right anymore. I just know I want to do right by my son. He's my world, my only family. Therapy's on hold, money's tight, but I'm trying to be better for him. If you've been through this, tell me, how do you navigate love, betrayal, and motherhood when the ground keeps shifting?